So today, not exactly the best news I've ever wanted to share with you guys, but it deals with the car. That's why I have my keys right here, because there's one thing that is for sure about my car. It's 11 years old, so it is rather old, and I've made a lot of DIY improvements to it, but also have saved it in a way. But those of you who don't know, I drive a BMW 5 Series, and since it is 11 years old, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with it. BMW is not exactly super reliable with its manufacturing and everything like that, so without further ado, I'm going to quit talking for the intro and show you guys exactly what I'm trying to talk about. So I had mentioned to you guys in a prior vlog that my little incident with the glove box, the little kind of plastic hydraulic arm broke. Not the biggest deal, also not the end of the world. So that went wrong and it still is not fixed, and I'm probably never going to fix it because it's such a tiny little thing. However, this is by far something that needs to be fixed, and it's not cheap. Or at least it's I guess it could be worse, but it's just, for me, it's so inconvenient and inconvenient timing that I'm a little, you know, aggravated, as you can tell. So first things first, let's pop the trunk. This is not the best thing to have happen. It's in the engine bay. I don't know if you guys can kind of see what I'm pointing at, but it's literally right here. So what this is my coolant reservoir, which cools, I'm pretty sure, the engine. I think. No, the coolant goes into the radiator, which cools off the engine. I think I got that right. Well, something I learned today was that the coolant reservoir is under a lot of pressure and it's under a lot of temperature changes. So it goes from cool to super hot really fast. So here we have a massive crack in the coolant reservoir and it's leaking, and I'm sure that it's leaked so much that I probably don't have any more in when I just put some in here already. Now in terms of fixing it, it's not hard, but it's not cheap. It's like $200. Yeah, it's not, you know, an 11-year-old car, you're not really modding it to be like performance grade. It's kind of a little bit of a hit in the stomach and a little bit of a goodbye to your wallet. But that actually needs to be changed like 100%. If this is not changed, it'll keep leaking the fluid, and then eventually I'm just gonna end up probably not having an engine afterwards, or a radiator. I don't know what the worst case scenario would be, but it's just not a good thing to have leaking. So I get that my content isn't really focused around cars, or like my car specifically, because I don't make everyday videos about it or every other day, whatever you want to say. Okay, I'm not gonna keep on going with that, but it's a daily life thing, and you know, obviously there are way more important things to deal with in life, and there's a lot more things to really consider, but it's just that unfortunate part that my car is indeed somewhat that old sometimes, and a lot of things break down on it, whether it's a simple little thing in the inside of it, or it's something in the engine bay that actually needs to be fixed. So pretty much anything in the engine bay needs to be fixed no matter what, like super immediately, because everything in the engine bay is there for a reason. So whether it's a hose or whether it's a coolant reservoir, take notes if you own a BMW 5 Series or a BMW in general. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am literally going to go and take a thumbnail and just going in the back rows, and this literally could be a huge mistake, and the only reason why I say that is because my car literally is expanding the coolant reservoir, so my car could be very much in trouble. Yeah, definitely not my proudest moment. All right, let's see. We're good there. Are we good? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to take off. Oh, woo! We did it! There was a lot more cars than I expected, but we did it. One thing is for certain, I am planning on moving, and I think this is definitely going to be something that I am going to possibly miss. It's just the back roads that I'm going on right now, and these things, like, there's just not really many cars on. There's a lot of just open field, and just, it's nice to just roll your window down and just have a wonderful drive. It's so nice out too, which is really rare for the Midwest, so that's great. Now you guys see all this open field. I gotta roll up the windows, hang on, okay. Now we're good. I know there's a lot of open roads here, but the last thing I wanna do is floor it with this car right now, because again, the more the engine gets hot, the more the coolant reservoir has to work and hold in everything and the pressure. So right now, actually, it's probably leaking, which actually, when we get back home, I will show you how much it's leaking, because it's probably pretty bad. So we just got back home. And actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but you can indeed see the little bit that is leaking from right there. Well, and there you go. That is one of the drawbacks of living in the Midwest. It's sunny one moment and then completely raining the next. Believe it or not, this is almost an everyday type of thing in the summer. More so the spring, but the summer especially. To close out today's video, at 22 years of age, I never would have thought I would still have growing pains. It's all right here. If I were bringing out the white bottle. You know, genuinely, I never would have thought. At 22 years of age, you know, with a somewhat decent beard that I have going on, I never would have even remotely had thought that I'd still be growing. You know, because normally on the average male side, even though I was a little bit of a runt growing up, it's between roughly like 13 and 21 is when males are just growing. But I'm now 22. I did hit puberty late, if you are wondering, so maybe this is a calling of maybe I will hit that 6-foot mark or even cross it. Anyways, guys, to stop with the nonsense, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. I love you. Share these videos, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.